want to go home? No, go again. I'll get that. It's Dominic, go again.
Alan Cooper Fossard's office?
Indira, I need to speak to the PG now.
I'm afraid he's unavailable.
Why? Where is he?
As I said, I'm afraid he's unavailable.
Thank you, Indira. You've been a great help.
John Tilson just left another message with Serene demanding we meet. I don't know how much longer I can hold him off.
Ash, you're involved in a deal from which I fiercely believe this firm should withdraw. We can't do that until we get the PG's consent. And we can't get the PG's consent because the PG's dispute.
So now we do what?
Keep stalling, but keep digging. So when the PG does turn up, we're really, really ready.
PG?
My wife. Okay. Do it as a friend.
I don't know if it's a great idea.
Okay, forget friendship. As an ex-divorce lawyer, Sammy, I'm asking you to represent me in my divorce.
Forget friendship, Stephen. What, so all of a sudden we're not friends?
Paralegal just faxed through Duvalier's shareholder register.
Cooper Fossard, 25,000 shares.
At roughly £4 a share, that's...
£100,000 worth, Ash.
or twice as much as Tilson tried to buy me off with.
Hello? John Tilson for Ashley.
So if Tilson and the PG are hand in glove on this thing, what exactly are we stalling for?
Stephen Bradley, John. It's the end of a very difficult week, Ash. Let's keep it simple. So leave the talking to me, okay?
What are you going to say?
I'm going to keep it very simple.
Simple's good.
I'm going to repeat that. We know the real concerns about this drug paclitaxel.
Concerns would be Russian roulette in a child-proof bottle.
Morning.
You see, that's not a simple sentence, Ash.
No, I suppose.
Stephen.
Ash.
Morning.
Then I'm going to outline my concerns about them trying to buy the complicity of one of my lawyers and risking being done for insider dealing.
And then?
And then I'm going to advise that we shut down this deal before it goes any further.
But you won't.
Morning, Maria. Ah, Maria. I thought, as it's Annie's big day, could you pick up her favourite breakfast from that Italian next door?
Sorry?
A latte grande with an almond croissant.
Yeah, sure.
Stephen! And, could you keep an eye on her for me, generally?
Generally.
Stephen!
Thanks.
He won't shut down the deal. It's like an obsession with him.
You nervous, Ashley?
Should have brought my brown suit.
All set for 11, Sammy? Teresa's lawyer's just called to confirm.
You take your mobile into the toilet.
Just because nature calls, Ashley, doesn't mean no one else can.
Any indication of what we might expect?
Only that Teresa's planning to take you for every penny you've got, and if you think you're getting any access to the boys, dream on.
And that's funny because...
I find humour to be an occasional tool that can be very effective for diffusing anxiety.
And I find Sammy to be an occasional tool.
4.
End of sentence, full stop. Go and get set up. I'll be in a sec. Right. Today's the day.
You've heard about Luke Poland?
Yeah, but I'm surprised you have. I was under the impression they were keeping his removal from the shortlist quiet.
Yeah, well, in the spirit of good sportsmanship, I went upstairs first thing to wish him luck. He felt awkward and told me.
Ah. Did Dominic wish you luck?
Claire made me a card. think my mum put her up to it. Gave me a big hug and a kiss.
Who, your mother? Sorry,
Dominic's moved out, Stephen. My mum's come down for a few weeks just to help out.
Are you ready for this, Annie?
As I'll ever be.
You know it won't be the end of the world if you don't get partnership.
I don't have to tell you how much I need this.
I know how much you think you need it.
It's all or nothing for me today, Stephen, and I can't afford to end up with nothing.
Stephen. Tilson and Marcus still are on the way out.
Right, I better get downstairs. Martin's promised to run me through some last-minute googlies. He thinks the panel might throw me. They've had a disagreeable lunch. Luke Poland's been headhunted by some outfit in Boston.
Annie.
I mean, in a sense, his withdrawal puts me under even more pressure not to screw up what could be a potentially golden opportunity.
Annie, please.
Okay, Martin, all right. Straight into interview mode. Okay, let's go. I'll just get my chair. Right, this is my starting position. I'm going for relaxed but alert. It's not too relaxed, is it? I don't want to come across like a border collie or something.
I'm not in interview mode.
What are you in then?
I'm in trying to tell you something rather difficult and personally awkward mode.
What, you're not gay? What?
I'm still very gay.
Well, what is it then, Martin?
I've been approached to replace Luke Poland on the shortlist at the last minute.
You?
Yeah.
Right, and you said thanks all the same, but if I'd have wanted partnership, I'd have gone for it years ago, so why don't you ask so-and-so in such and such a department? No, you didn't.
No, I didn't. Look, in the past, I turned down the possibility of making partnership because I was aware of how it might make me feel if I didn't get it.
So what's changed now?
They asked.
Right.
And a large part of me thinks they might not do that again. Annie, given what's happened with Dominic, I know that getting partnership means a lot to you.
Getting partnership has nothing to do with Dominic. Why do all the men around here assume that me wanting to succeed in my job is just a panacea for my marriage?
Look, I can still throw you a few googlies this morning. There's plenty of time.
What, and have you cribbed my answers?
I crib your answers, Annie. I've got answers of my own.
Yeah, right, so you can laugh at my crappy answers and save all your good ones for the interview proper? I don't think
Now you're
so,
just
Martin.
being silly.
No, I am not! I am being abandoned by the very people who I need support from today.
Right, so where were we?
Good. Okay, what time? Fine. I have to confess, I'm asking myself why I'm listening to you at all, Mr. Bradley. You weren't assigned to this deal.
I'm here because in Alan Cooper Fossard's absence, I received a strong sense that Ashley was beginning to find himself out of his depth.
I was led to believe you had a very strong freestyle, Ashley.
Ordinarily.
Ordinarily.
Ordinarily, Ashley doesn't come across information which threatens to kick the legs from under the deal of a major client. And ordinarily, he doesn't come across clients so dismissive of such information when it's brought to their attention. And ordinarily, he isn't gifted £50,000 worth of share options to look the other way.
Look the other way, Mr. Bradley. I'm assured Alan Cooper Fossard is due back today.
I'm advising you to fold this deal, Mr. Tilson.
When he comes back, I'm going to talk to him about you. And as for you, young man, these share options were a recognition of good work. They were an expression of gratitude and respect. You should learn to be a little less cynical.
They were inappropriate and probably illegal.
They were a legitimate business gift.
How can you look me in the eye and say that? You were trying to find out if Ashley was as crooked as you were.
I'm going to have you a job for that remark. And after I've spoken to Alan Cooper Fossard, you boys are going to realise that blood is much thicker than water. Thank you for meeting me. Although I'm afraid you're going to wish you hadn't.
Gentlemen.
Pour me a glass. God, he's scary.
Martin suggested you might like me to run you through your questions for this afternoon's interview. Googlies, I think he called them. Could have been ghoulies. I had my head stuck in a filing cabinet at the time.
What? What is it? What do you want, Maria?
We should have waited until we'd spoken to the PG before facing Tilson.
He wants to meet.
What?
Marcus Stoll wants to meet.
Stephen, apart from hello and goodbye, the man was mute. For the majority of the meeting, his tie was louder than he was.
When and where doodles on this pad. Look, it's Big Ben, 12 o'clock. It's the River Thames. There's a cross on the south bank, and this egg shape is unmistakably the new building for the London Assembly.
And the exclamation mark?
He wants to meet you at noon outside the London Assembly today.
As a partner, how do you see yourself growing the firm's client base?
I would review our specific areas of expertise and then target those areas rich in revenue. There is no reason why we can't be more focused. Do you mind if I have a cigarette?
In here?
Well, I'd go upstairs, but I think I would probably die before I got there.
When did you start smoking again?
At the summer party. Next question.
Any news on the PG's imminent arrival?
Nothing that's made its way to these ears.
Then there's nothing worth hearing on the subject.
Derek Meadows has made us now daily call.
Uh-huh.
How does it work, Stephen? The longer it takes you to accept this job offer, the more worth accepting he makes it.
There's a lot to consider, Serene.
Oh, I'm sure there's more to consider by the day.
When you go for maternity leave at the end of the day, you go for one reason, Serene, for the good of your family. And if I take the Derek Meadows job, I'm taking it for one reason, for the good of what's left of mine.
Stephen, reception's just called. Teresa's here.
1 second, Sammy. So, how did Annie take the news you were replacing Luke?
Let's say she was, surprised.
In her present state, I suspect that's the least she was. Have to admit, Martin, I was very surprised you said yes.
Because you were grooming her for this?
No, because I thought we all wanted Annie to get it.
You know who I've just been thinking about for the past hour?
Judas?
Haha, not funny. Dennis Law.
Dennis Law?
Yeah, Dennis Law.
Okay, I'm hooked. 1 minute.
Between 62 and 73, Dennis Law played fewer matches for Manchester United and yet scored more goals than George Best. He was named European Footballer of the Year 4 years before George Best, and yet out of that team, who is the most revered?
We should be going.
What, you due some recognition, is that it?
I was thinking about this last night. I don't do people as well as Annie does, but I bring more clients to this firm and I bill more hours. Even if I'm hopelessly deluding myself to thinking I've got any chance, I'd still like a crack at it.
We need to go up, Stephen.
One question.
No, we need to go up.
Just one question. When the selection board told you that they wanted to approach me, what did you say?
I said I thought it was a bad idea.
Why? Because you didn't think I'd make a good enough partner?
No, because if you make partner, I'll never have as good a team again.
I can tell you're nervous, Stephen, but believe me, this is nothing compared to one case I had. Much like you and Teresa, mum, dad, 2 girls. I was representing the mother. Everything seemed to be going smoothly when one night I get a call from the police. It's been about midnight or 1 or 2 in the morning. 1:30? No, it was 1:38 because I remember looking at the clock.
Anyway.
It turned out the husband had drowned the 2 kids.
Drowned?
In the bath. Like kittens.
Sammy, I'm not contesting custody.
Neither was he. He just resented my client so much for causing the split that he was damned if she was going to get any part of their children.
That's a terrible story.
It gets worse. 2 days after he was arrested, he hanged himself from a water pipe in his cell.
That is about the worst story you could have possibly told me right now. Sorry to have kept you waiting. Something
Came up.
Right.
Teresa?
This is my solicitor, Gavin McEwen. Gavin, this is Stephen, and his lawyer, Sammy.
Morning.
Morning. I've heard a lot about you. Well, I hope so. You're acting for my wife in our divorce proceedings. How are the boys?
Struggling to understand how Mummy and Daddy can still be Mummy and Daddy in separate houses, but okay.
It's an especially difficult time for the children. Consequently, important for both parties not to take out their stress on the little ones.
What?
Shall we?
I was afraid my message had been a little too cryptic. Let's walk. I'll talk, you listen.
You sound like a girl I went out with.
Please, save your shtick for the Christmas party. I am being deadly serious.
Stephen hasn't come to this table to haggle over bricks and mortar. Excuse me. Gavin. Is something wrong?
Sorry, I'm just trying to locate my paperwork relating to bricks and mortar. Okay, found it. Carry on.
Having failed as a husband makes Stephen even more determined not to fail as a father. When he looks back over the years, he sees a litany of postponed holidays, cancelled trips.
In attendance at school events, parents' meetings, milestone events in Dan and Ben's lives.
Being a partner in a top city law firm is both very stressful and enormously time-consuming.
And not the problem of my client's children.
They're my children too. But I take the point.
Stephen...
No, Sammy, he's right. I don't want Dan and Ben to remember me as the father that never was, Teresa. I want to be a real and living presence in their lives.
Fine words, but how exactly do you propose to do that, Mr. Bradley?
Like this. I'm going to leave Cooper Fozzard for an in-house position I've recently been offered.
You what?
I didn't want to tell you, Sammy, because I didn't want you talking me out of it.
In-house?
Running a legal department of one company means less clients to juggle. It's less pressure. Human hours, Sammy. Giving me more time to spend with my sons.
I asked you to go in-house for years.
Yeah, well, sometimes it takes losing big time to learn how to win small.
I'm sure everybody's missing.
So, you're telling us,
Look, I've just seen somebody I really need to speak to rather urgently.
Stephen.
No, I really do. I really do. But, okay.
Where were we?
I'll be back before you find your place.
Stephen!
I'll be less than a minute, Teresa, I promise.
I feel the air is ripe with questions.
Been trying to get hold of you for 7 days.
I was, like Shackleton after the demise of the Endurance, indisposed.
Ashley came to see me with some concerns about the Devalier deal. And I really needed to speak to you, PG.
I see nothing in it necessitating any need for anyone to speak to me. How's Anya today? Not to say Martin. Intriguing prospect, eh? Two sides of the same coin about to be tossed into the air and only one of them landing partnership side up.
PG, I need you to take this seriously.
I take everything seriously, Stephen. That I don't always appear to is other people's problem.
What I needed to talk to you about wasn't just Devalier's new division, was it?
Or wasn't it?
You know it wasn't.
Do I? How interesting. What else do you know I know that I don't actually know myself?
Oh, come on, PG. A young lawyer's career's on the line here. Not to mention the reputation of the law firm which bears your name.
What on earth are you talking about?
You're the PG. You know everything.
Didn't know I had leukemia.
What?
Battery of tests I've been having over the last 7 days will determine the extent of my condition. But if I'm as omniscient as you need me to be, Stephen, why didn't I know I had leukemia?
Leukemia?
Either as a man or as a lawyer, Stephen, I'm not infallible. So why don't you take a deep breath and tell me what you're so het up about?
Excuse me, PG. Stephen! Less than a minute, you said?
Oh, shit. It's okay, it's okay. I know how this works.
Correction. You knew how this worked. Teresa's gone.
I assume you asked to meet to explain the Tilson share option gift.
No. Sorry. No. Your share options are symptomatic of what I wanted to meet about, but compared to the actual thing itself, it's peanuts. 1 peanut. 1 grain of salt on 1 peanut.
And the thing itself?
It's the whole bowl. The whole bloody bowl.
Wow, this is interesting.
Don't want to talk to you.
Fine, don't talk to me. I'll just sit here in silence, shall I, like Jiminy Cricket, and watch you get unattractively tanked up before the biggest interview of your life.
We need to talk about this new job.
Okay.
What new job?
Derek Meadows has been after me for weeks.
And you're really going to take it?
Well, you think I don't want to do right by my boys, Sammy?
Ash just rang in. He needs to meet with you ASAP.
He can't. His wife's divorcing him at 3.
As much as anyone can on the phone, he underlined the words needs and ASAP. Here's where.
Stephen, you can't.
Serena can't.
I've never heard that boy sound panicked before, Stephen.
Ash is panicking, Sammy.
I mean it, Stephen.
I can't, Serene.
If you're not here at 3, you're dead.
If I don't do this, we might all be. Work out a worst-case scenario, up to but not including anyone drowning anyone else.
Not funny.
You've been here 100 times before in your past life, Sammy. I couldn't be in better hands.
Back at 3.
Absolutely.
Can we have a look at that bottle?
Yeah. Oh! Chateau La Shatter. Full-bodied little number, too full, it would seem, to resist the pull of gravity. Can we get a mop over here, please? We had a bit of an accident. Sorry about that. Oh! Whoa! Just how clumsy am I today? You getting smashed, me smashing everything up? Must be nerves.
Don't tell me. Stephen was supposed to come and find me, but he dropped out at the last minute and he asked you instead.
You think Stephen and I are in cahoots about me getting on the shortlist?
If I'm not mistaken, the selection board has to ask our partner first.
He would never block my nomination, but in the nicest possible way, Annie. Stephen's made it perfectly clear who he'd rather make partner.
Shit, Stephen.
Shit, Stephen. Shit, Stephen is an insult, Ashley. Shit, Stephen is not an adequate explanation as to why I bombed it across the river when I should be preparing to sit down with my wife and discuss our future.
A new division of Duvalier we're hoping to set up is to aggressively market paclitaxel as an exciting advance in cancer treatment.
Not much I know, Ash.
Only it won't be. Marcus Stoll has confirmed that the shadow over the human trial results is very real, but won't become apparent until several years after Tilson has made the killing he needs.
Need?
Tilson's planning to use vast revenue that he's hoping to generate from advanced sales from paclitaxel to plug massive holes in Duvalier accounts.
Go on.
Senior management has effectively been cooking the books over the years to boost Duvalier's share price. On the back of Duvalier's inexorable rise, they then suck up huge performance-related bonuses in the form of stock, which they'll then liquidate at the height of the frenzy for the wonder drug. Tilson needs to paper over the cracks.
Where's Stoll now?
He's there.
Is it true?
On my daughter's life.
Why speak up now?
Enron. WorldCom. The financial pages are full of people saying it couldn't happen here. But greed is basically the same the world over.
So you finally realised the House of Duvallier is about to fall down, Marcus, and you're going to leave a note and slip out the back door, is that it? I trust you haven't pocketed this year's loyalty bonus?
You could make this easier for me.
You bastards try to buy one of my boys, you go to hell.
Tilson's coming in to meet with Alan Cooper Fozzard this afternoon. He's after your blood.
Of course, it would be more difficult for him to turn nasty if a certain person with inside information was to go to Serious Fraud Office or the Financial Services Authority, so he could have his teeth pulled.
Do you know what you're asking?
To conceal his corporate greed, your boss is about to dump yet more shit on people still reeling from the last load of shit that was dumped on them. I'm asking, where'd you draw the line, Mr. Stoll? I'm asking, when does your salary stop being adequate compensation for knowing what you know?
Hello. Okay, I'll be there in a minute. Thank you.
The other three shortlisted candidates have been given considerably more time to prepare for this interview, Martin.
Well, I come into this room knowing exactly where the land lies, Elaine.
While I'm in conference with Sammy and my wife, I want you to draw up a dated account of every single meeting you had with Tilson, Stoll and the PG. You know, what was said, when, where, by whom, to whom, and what whom said in reply. If you can remember what biscuits were eaten, even better.
I've been taking notes all along.
Then go back to Duvalier's shareholder register. See if you can find out if the PG was gifted his shares or he paid for them himself.
Why don't we just ask him?
Because after this morning, Ash, I prefer to ask the PG questions I already know the answer to. Look, about this morning.
Forget this morning.
Forget this morning?
I'll make this divorce as amicable as you want, Stephen. I'll take what I need and no more. I won't stand in the way of you spending as much time with the boys as you can.
Thank you. Not thank you. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, why? Uh-oh.
On one condition.
This would be a good moment to find something solid to hold on to.
That Stephen remains here at Cooper Fozzard.
Coming to Angelica's to send Serena off on maternity leave?
How would you describe me?
Clever. Funny. Lovely eyes, nice bum. Why?
As a lawyer.
As a lawyer?
More clever than funny, or actually a bit of a tit. Class clown. Could go far, but probably won't. Impressionable. Malleable. First to call on when the powers that be require someone that they can use.
Well?
It's a rhetorical question. I was just using you as a sounding board.
Well, anytime you'd like to use me for sex, you know where I am.
Hello. Yeah, thanks. So, I don't believe we should automatically expect satisfied clients to be enthusiastic about cutting costs. They may well define quality in other terms.
I'd now like us to take a more personal turn, if I may.
Certainly.
Your career has been one of determined ascent. What is it that drives you so fiercely?
Well, I have always believed in making the most of the ability I have. So, when I decided upon a career in corporate law, I told myself there was very little point in dragging myself and my family through such a major change unless I was willing to go all the way.
All the way?
To partnership.
And what happens, Annie, if you fail to make it to partnership?
Sorry?
If you fail to make it to partnership this time round, what then?
What then?
You love being a corporate lawyer, Stephen. You love the scale, the unpredictability, the intrigue and the power plays. When you saw Alan Cooper Fozzard this morning, everything else went out the window.
Is that true? Pretty much.
Less than a minute, you said. You were gone 20 before I left.
If you take the in-house job, my client thinks that, yes, you will indeed spend the additional free time that you get with the boys. Time with you which they will quickly come to accept as the norm.
But I also believe that you'll soon realise that the in-house job is only using 50% of your gift and that the work is half as interesting.
I live with that.
But that is just the point. I don't believe you can. And it's better that Danny and Ben learn to live with the time that you can give them now than be allowed to think there's more, only to have that snatched away from them when you realise leaving here was a big mistake and come back.
Teresa, I'm telling you, that isn't gonna happen.
And I'm telling you, you know it will.
Would you listen to me?
No, for once you're going to listen to me because this is too important. I won't let you throw words at me until I cave in. You'll last 6 months in-house, and then you'll be right back here.
My client wouldn't let that happen.
Whether he set out to or not, my client is convinced that it's inevitable.
My client is a changed man.
My client told me she knows your client better than he knows himself.
What?
The share register simply lists who has what. It doesn't tell us whether the PG bought his own on recommendation or was given it.
What?
So now what?
Actually, I can't handle this. I've got to conclude things with my wife.
Stephen, John Tilson is coming up here in approximately 15 minutes.
I only have one head and two hands, and I can only do one thing at a time.
Shame, they seem like nice people.
Well, unfortunately, nice isn't always enough.
No.
I just want to say...
If you're going to say some big dramatic thing, please don't. I'm still trying to come to terms with what's happened to us, and I can't be made to feel good or resigned or whatever else you want to make me feel right now to try and make yourself feel better.
I just wanted to say thank you.
What for?
Well, for once again seeing things clearer than me. I'll be over to pick the boys up on Sunday.
Yeah.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Pleasure.
Just coming to find you.
Well, now you don't need to. Where's Tilson?
Room 1 with the PG.
Right.
Here they are.
Not before time. Well, well, boys seeking out the headmaster to receive their punishment without waiting to be summoned. There's something awfully sweet about that, eh? I took you on trust, Mr. Carter. I gave you the opportunity to represent me in a crucially important transaction, and I thanked you for your efforts.
You really should have taken my advice this morning, John.
Mr. Bradley's brilliant advice this morning, Alan, was close the deal. Stunning stuff. Shit hot.
You want Cooper Fozzard to take a dive in a beauty pageant, PG? Call Ashley Carter. You want to set up a new division to market a dodgy drug to cover up business fraud? Call Ashley Carter. Exactly whose idea was it to keep me quiet for precisely half the value of your backhander, PG?
Ash, I beg your pardon.
Let's just drop the illegal niceties and call a spade a spade.
Backhander, Mr. Carter? Backhander?
I don't believe this. You're going to stand there and let this pair of second-rate comedians run...
John, be quiet a moment.
Alan, listen to me.
One moment.
How far back...
One moment.
Unbelievable.
Backlit taxophone was John Tilson's way of fixing the books before the FSA turn up, PG.
Like, I want this pair of clowns run out of the city in a three-legged donkey with a club foot, and you hire yourself some real lawyers.
You know this from whom?
A little bird told us. You know, the kind that makes it sound like someone blowing the whistle?
Am I really expected to sit here and listen to this? I mean, let's not mince words about it. To listen to this slander?
Duvalier's has been a client of this firm for over 20 years now. I've known John Tilson for a further 10 on top of that.
I know. Trust me, PG. My advice would be that Cooper Fozzard withdraw.
Okay. Okay, I've heard enough, right? I'm giving you a choice, Alan. Either you suspend this pair now, or I take my business elsewhere.
After over 20 years, you'll arouse suspicion in every law firm in the Golden Mile.
Chum, it's a 2-minute meeting over frothy coffee for my PR people.
Where's Marcus, John?
Beg your pardon?
We met with Marcus this afternoon, PG. And I got the strong impression that talking to us was his first step before talking to everyone else.
I bought shares in Duvalier's over 20 years ago. You came to me as a friend, I took a gamble.
Well, in 6 months' time, you will make a killing.
Excuse me? What did you say? A killing? Money. You think that's what this is all about for me? You don't understand, do you? A killing? You sought to take advantage of my condition, is that it?
Condition?
Yes. What? Right, well, you don't let anybody in there without a warrant. You understand?
Have a long, hard think. And if you have any business left, after whatever comes your way, take it elsewhere. Gentlemen.
You're my lawyer.
Was. Mr. Carter, I owe you an apology. I misjudged the line between the personal and the professional.
I apologize also,
No
PG.
need. You acquitted yourself with admirable integrity.
Back there you mentioned condition. What do you mean?
Oh, Baruch, nothing to worry yourself about. Stephen, your team's taken quite a buffeting recently.
You could say that, PG.
Would you have security sent up here, please?
Maria, I think we should send Serene off in grand style, don't you? A line of champagne bottles on Angelica's bar should set the right tone.
She can't drink in her condition.
No, but everybody here who loves Serene can drink to the future of the little thing in her tummy that's caused the condition.
Did Annie get it?
Come in, sit down. Oh, usually it's the PG who does this. But in light of today's circumstances, he asked if...
Yeah, just tell us, Stephen, it's weird enough as it is.
Right. Sorry, Annie.
What?
Not this time.
Was it Morris Greenberg?
No, it wasn't Morris Greenberg.
You've got to be... Annie, you've got to be joking me. Tim Shaw.
You?
Me what?
You got partnership, Martin. Congratulations.
There's a time and a place for this sort of thing, Stephen, and I suggest that neither of them is. Congratulations, Annie.
I'm so sorry, Annie.
Oh, my God. Annie. Did I get it, or did she lose it?
It chose you because you're the best candidate, Martin. Allow yourself a smile.
Well, playing for Manchester City in 1974, Law tapped in the winner, which put his beloved United into the second division. He didn't smile then, and I don't much feel like it now.
Then let's just sit down and let it all sink in, eh?
Yeah. Whew.
For Surrey. Hip, hip.
How do I see you?
What?
How do I see you as a lawyer? You asked me this afternoon. Answer, I can't see you as a lawyer. Because I can't see beyond the man I want to take to bed.
Melissa, it's been a long day.
Fine, I'll leave you alone.
You didn't let me finish. It's been a long day, and there is no one I'd rather end it with than you.
Annie! Annie, everyone's missing you at Serene's party.
They said I needed it too much, didn't they?
They said you weren't ready. They think another year.
My family no longer exists, Stephen. Another year?
Annie.
Another year of this?
Annie.
I mean, what is it? Don't I smile enough at the clients? Don't I laugh enough at their stupid jokes? This was supposed to be my year, Stephen. I thought I had everything under control. But I don't have Dominic. And I don't have the partnership. So what's the point, Stephen? You tell me, what is the point? Because I can't see it anymore.
I can't tell you what the point is, Annie.
What are you doing up here?
You come downstairs.
What, so everybody can pity me? No.
No, because you're part of the family.
I have no family. Don't you understand?
Okay, you have the team.
Yeah, who could be played off against each other at the drop of a hat. What team, Stephen?
You have your daughter.
Who Dominic is taking away from me.
You have me.
You?
You have me, Annie.
Help me. Don't leave me. Don't leave me.
I'm not going anywhere, Annie. I'm not going anywhere.